Alright, welcome back. We are trying the next two fights in the first phase of the raid tier from Shadowbringers. Here we go. I feel a lot more confident in my ability to control Eden now. Of course, this is only the beginning. And we shall accompany thee wheresoever this path may lead. But pray tell, what manner of discovery hast thou made? I understand how Eden's power works, and therefore the true nature of the flood of light. Yes, it affected the balance of all the ether and the empty, shifting so far towards the umbral that it stopped flowing altogether. The power to tip the scales, and to tip them back again. That's what Eden does. It controls the balance of either over a wide area, forcing from one alignment to the other. Left alone, it still possesses a threat, but if I can harness its power, I think I could use it to breathe life back into the empty. The trouble is, I haven't the foggiest idea of where to start. And if I go about this the wrong way, I'll do more harm than good. Thou needest not bear this burden alone, Ryan, nor should thou. 'Tis no simple matter of awakening that which lies dormant. All things in nature are inextricably linked. The elements maintain a fragile harmony, without which life cannot prosper. So what should we do? A solution hath begun to take shape in my mind, though it will require further discussion. For the time being, let us return to the camp. 'Twould be remiss of us not to involve Thancred. Walk, 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 walk away, walk, 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 walk away. My friends, I believe I have struck upon a method in which we may see this world restored. Yonjay, before you go any further, allow me to make a potentially very long story slightly shorter. The plan is to control Eden and realign the ether of the empty, right? In essence, yes. However, unleashing elemental energies haphazardly will not suffice. In addition, the empty is unfathomably vast. We'll be only able to affect change over one small region at a time. It would take many lifetimes to complete even a fraction of our task. Instead, our energies would be better spent revitalizing each element in order, that we might set in motion a more widespread transformation. One at a time? I hate to say this, but I don't think Eden would be able to draw out a single element without affecting the others. For that very reason, we shall select a location in which the ambient ether we wish to restore is at its most potent. Even in a dormant state, certain elements will be more prevalent and therefore more easily manipulated. Then we rebalance the ether and return it to the land whereupon it shall be born at ethereal currents to the farthest reaches of the empty. But what's to prevent that element from breaking free of Eden's hold and causing disaster of some sort? It must needs to be contained. The question is how. Cars, indulge me a moment, if thou wouldst. Pray imagine a corporal manifestation of each of the individual elements. What dost thou see in the mind's eye? Surely not. Mayhap thou art afeared to utter the fateful word, for or for to even speak the name Primal is to invite misfortune. Though invited we must, as the ether is drawn forth and realigned by Eden, we shall perform a summoning as Master Luxwell once did on the fields of Carnac. As one who hath laid low countless primals, thy memories will shape the aether into a deformed entity, which must subsequently be dispersed in a traditional fashion. So, defeat it, in other words. But is that even possible? I break my fast on primals. Lest I forget, 'twill be no time, no more than the approximation of a foe thou hast previously bested. I have every confidence in thy ability, Scars. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. As do I, though it might help to have some idea of what you will be up against. Have you decided which element to tackle first? I propose water, the source of all life. As for the location, an area northwest of Norvant was once home to the world's deepest ocean. Alas, the flashlight reduced it to a yawning chasm. Water. Yes, that seems like a good choice. I'll see if Eden can take us where we need to go. And I shall prepare for the summoning. Thancred will now watch over our enigmatic antagonist. She may have vital information to impart. In the event that she becometh agitated, thou may have need to restrain her. Someone's got to do it, I suppose. I'll be praying for your success while I wait here twiddling my thumbs. Twiddle, twiddle. Twiddling my thumbs. Twiddle, twiddle. Twiddling my thumbs. Still, I must say, I don't envy you being caught up in yet another one of Iranje's madcap schemes. Though, come to think of it, if the creature you must fight is born from your own memories and imagination, why don't you try thinking of something a bit tamer than the primals you fought in the past? Perhaps that's not how it works. Anyway, best of luck. Oh man, alright, here we go. You responded to my responding to my instructions, so we should reach our destination in no time at all. Alrighty. Let's get going. Whoosh. Alright, this is the place. I'll see if I can draw the water aspected ether. The rest is up to you. Sweet. We get to fight something again. Yay! News of the violent come floating back. We gotta refight Leviathan? Inundation. Okay. So, this is gonna be... I can't remember that fight. Hopefully it's something different. Okay, now we wait. Well, I got 3, so hopefully it won't be too long. We'll pop right in and get done with this. Okay, it's not me. Not them. I have a wild crazy idea. 11-0. I'll do it later. Yeah, I got a crazy idea. Oh my goodness. Here we go. All right, here we go. Eamsgate Inundation. Let's roll the coral. Okay. Never knew we didn't have any food. Alright. We'll settle down. Payment time. Alright, music. There's the music. Never beam! Okay. Oh, right. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, man, this is weird. Alright, trying to change, yep. Okay. Okay. Mobile beam. Okay. Why didn't why didn't it slide? Did I not hit the button time? Dude, I'm making time. Oh! Why was he not facing the right way? That was garbage. I got a bunch of stuff. Ah, that makes me mad. I don't know why he was turned the wrong way. Stupid thing. Anyway. That was incredible. Is that what a primal looks like? Yeah, for the most part. Oh, not quite the same then. But why is that? The Leviathan of the Source was summoned by the Sahagin, to whom he was no less than a god. Without their faith, their deformed entity that we brought into existence offered on a fundamental level, although it was no less formidable. The manifestation relied upon Karthus' experience with Leviathan. It may have been influenced by recollections of other water aspect beings, leading to further discrepancies. Oh, that means these ain't gonna look whacked up here in a little while. Memories brought to life. But I still can't tell if our plan actually worked. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. How goes it? If you finish slaying your primal or whatever it is, I suggest you get back here on the double. There's something you ought to see. Alright, something we ought to see. Let's go see. What could that be? Evidently, our only recourse is to return to our base of operations forthwith. I cannot stand reading his lines. He talks funny. Just clean that. So to sell it. I hear water. I actually hear water. Funny. Cars, look. Oh, smack. Oh, cool. By the 12, it is a marvel to behold. I never thought that a whole lake would suddenly appear like this. And we're just getting started. I hope the burden is not too much for you. I like fighting. I will be more than happy to fight. Except when my character's not facing the right way and I slide out of the way or something. And fall off a flipping platform. Stupid thing. Nice. Super seismic. The freet's gonna look interesting, I think. I think this proves that the water aspect of ether is no longer lying dormant. So which element should we realign next? I propose Earth. Should we succeed in returning the soul to life-giving energy, Dibsy shall be capable of supporting the growth of flora. Imagine that. Forests and empty. But before we begin, I'd like to know how that girl is doing. Still sound asleep. She didn't so much as stir even when I took her helmet off. I thought it might be getting a bit stuffy in there, and I was curious to see what sort of person we're dealing with. She seems surprisingly normal. Not at all like your usual void scent. I'd say she's around the same age as you, Ryan. Perhaps a little older. Well, whoever she is, we should let her rest while we concentrate on the task at hand. As much as I'd love to go with you, I'd best stay here in case she wakes up and is feeling less than cooperative. And while I wait here wishing I had something to read, my thoughts will be with you as you fly off to face the next opponent. It must be a strange feeling to bring something into existence through your own willpower, only to slay it immediately after. I almost feel sorry for the poor things. All the same, I wish you luck. Nah, they're fine. They deal with it. If all goes well, we won't be waiting for long. The sooner we get this over with, the sooner we can see the results. And that's what we like to see. Results. Do. So we're going to restore everything. Alright. So I'm going to reimagine Titan now. Now, before we embark on our journey, there's one question I feel I should ask. Where are we going? I would suggest a certain region that lies east of Norbrand. I'm saying that wrong, I just realized. Which was once home to the great Mount Atlas. And for the Earth aspect of Primal, we wish to invoke what could be a more fitting choice than Titan. I don't think I've heard of that one. What's it like? Da-da-da, 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 Titan. The landslides. The landslides. Lots of landslides. Vankrin mentioned those. They're your world's equivalent of the Mord, yes? But if our last battle's anything to go by, this one will be different from the Titan in that Karth River, yes? I will be willing to consider the two as entirely separate beings. As such, thou must need to conceive new stratagems, if thou art triumph in the battle to come. Past experience will avail thee not, I fear. Grab stick, hit with stick, win. That sounds like a good plan. Alright, Karth, once you're ready, we shall be on our way. I is ready. I is ready. This one. It took a while, but we finally arrived. Still be shorter than the first video, looks like. Ready, cars? Yeah. Memories of Titan come tumbling back. Yeah, that I just fought it earlier. Blitz. Eden's Gate. Sepulchre. Sepulchre? That's the name of it? Yeah, Sepulchre. Good name. Do. Oh, I don't think I mentioned this in the previous video. I didn't. I know I didn't. The reason I'm starting with Shadowbringers is because I did the other raids before I started recording videos. So that's why they might ask. Oh, and we're waiting. 2 or 4. Cast the hammer. Casting the hammer. Casting the banner. Casting the glamour. I should hide the weapon. Yeah, we'll hide the weapon. Let's see here. We're waiting. And we're waiting, we all are waiting. Mm-hmm. Oh my word. We're just sitting here waiting. We have a tank. We have another. Yes. My goodness. Well, there we go. There we go. Good job. Alright, let's see what we're dealing with. Actual class, Dutch tiger. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, it's a good shit. What in the world? That work. Mom, baby. We're fine. Yeah. Look at those. He's going to take the off the... Yeah. Hey! Oh, it's too. You did not know. Paradise found. I'll probably never use this. Yeah, you could just pick me up. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know how I keep getting knocked off. It's kind of embarrassing. Oh, what happened? For a creature made of rocks, he was a lot more agile than I was expecting. I wonder, was the Titan of your world a tough opponent too? Yeah, I would have fell to my death like I did in this fight. Flipping stupid thing. So all it would have taken is a momentary lapse of concentration. I don't like the sound of that. But more importantly, you defeated another elemental being, which means we're a step closer to reclaiming the empty. I can't wait to see how much of a difference we made this time. So the first one, you're about your merry little way. Super seismic. Did we really do all of this? Looks more like rocks instead of white stuff. Aye, it would appear that balance has returned to the element of earth. And yet, the transformation hath affected only the immediate vicinity, whereas the lands beyond this lake does remain unchanged. 'Tis passing strange indeed. Did we do something wrong? Though this falleth short of the outcome I had envisioned, 'tis plain our efforts were not in vain. Mayhap this localized phenomenon is a result of an intersection of ethereal currents. Therefore, it is reasonable to assume that similar locations in Empty have undergone comparable alterations. Then they either will spread out from these points to cover the rest of? She's tired. Run. It's using her as a fuel source. Well, that stinks. The next piece of the puzzle. Alright, let's finish this up. It's nothing. That didn't look like nothing to me. You better lie down for a while. No, really, I'm fine. Anyway, we still got work to do. Nay, Thancred has the right of it to be unwise to exert thyself over much. I appreciate your concern, but I do wish you'd stop fussing. Ryan, thou knowest not the strain thou dost place on thyself. Though the elements of war and earth have been restored, continual exposure to the empty, stagnant ether may yet sap thee of thy remaining strength. Now that I mention, I've been feeling a bit out of sorts ever since we got here. I should probably get away from the empty and rest for a while. Pray to do so. Meanwhile, I shall remain here. The restoration of the first two elements has produced unexpected results, and I require time to analyze our findings. However, I must ask thee to refrain from discussing our work in the empty, even with our closest comrades. Why, I thought they'd welcome the news. And indeed they shall, once we have more to show for our efforts. Nevertheless, this mission is one of surpassing danger. I am loath to place our dearest friends at risk unless absolutely necessary. You have their best interests at heart, I'm sure, but to be perfectly honest, I prefer not to keep secrets from people that I trust with my life. I don't want to make a habit of this, but I'll do as you ask. Yeah, he does. He has a habit of secrets. Seems to me that Ryan isn't the only one who could benefit from a change of scenery. Our Sleeping Beauty would likely fare better in more hospitable surroundings. We'll need to have our associates from the Crystarium organize a safe place for her to stay. If you and Connors could go ahead and have a word with them in Wardsuit, we'll catch up with you once Urianger is finished, whatever he needs to do. Perhaps thou too shouldst accompany her on the return journey. I dare say she would be glad of thy presence. No, not this time. She's come such a long way since we first met. I worry that relying on me too much will only hold her back. We won't be staying in the First forever. Time will come for Ryan and I to part ways and for her to follow her own path. I know you understand this too, Urianger. I see you trying to pass on as much of your knowledge as possible while you still can, and to her credit, she's actually taken most of it in. Ryan is possessed of a natural affinity for theology, unlike some who shall remain unnamed. Natural affinity for staying awake during your lectures, more like. Come to think of it, she doesn't really take after me at all. However, like thee, she is predisposed to brooding in silence in lieu of voicing her concerns. Says the master of keeping his cards close to his chest. Anyways, Cars, you'd better take the sky slipper with Ryan. It's true that she's been through a lot lately, but so have you. We'll need you ready for challenges that lie ahead, so go and get some rest. We shall await news of thy safe arrival in Amaron. I can't see these words, man. They're so hard to say. Speak with Ryan. It seemed like you were all having quite serious discussion. I hope I haven't given you any cause for concern. Nah. Well, if you say so. I probably shouldn't stay in the MG any longer than not necessary, though. So do you want to take it first shift piloting, or shall I? You're like 12. You're not driving. Phew, I'm glad I had you there to keep me company. I had no idea how I would have passed the time otherwise. Now that we're here, I need to find our contact from the Crystarium. But before that, I was hoping I could have a word with you. Something's been on my mind. This might not be the best place for it, though. Those creatures over there look a bit hungry. Ah, they're fine. They won't do nothing. At least I don't think they'll do anything. When I first spoke to Thancred and Urianger about what I'd sensed in the empty, part of me wished we could have just left it alone. I guess I was scared of what we'd find. But But now that we've found Eden, I know that I made the right choice. And if I'd given in to my fear, I probably would have spent the rest of my life wondering what might have been. From now on, whenever I hear that voice inside telling me to run away, to hide, I won't listen. That's not who I am anymore. Even so, all the courage in the world is not going to help me decide what we should do with that girl when she wakes up. Do you remember what she said right before she passed out? Why am I here? What is happening? What if she's being controlled or forced to act against her will? Whatever the case, it's clear that she's not a monster. She's a person like you or me. Obviously, she knows something about Eden, and we need all the information we can get. But more than that, I just want to talk to her to find out who she is, and if there's anything we can do to help her. On the other hand, we mustn't forget that she's already attacked us once. What's to say she won't try it again when she wakes up? If she keeps us from reclaiming the empty, it will be all my fault. It's no good. I can't make up my mind. What do you think we should do, Cars? Well, there's not much we can do until she's awake. It's not what you wanted to hear. I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't be trying to decide her fate before we even know who she is. No. In the meantime, we'll have to be patient and hope that she comes around soon. Until then, I'll try to concentrate on the here and now. Speaking of which, I still need to see to Urianger's errands. The people we're on our way to meet lent us a Sky Slipper and most of the apparatuses we've been using, and since we've been sworn to secrecy, I assume the same applies to them and their colleagues. Anyway, once that's over with, we can find a place to relax. Eden Relic Exchange. Oh, okay. Let's see what we can get here. Now that we're here, allow me to introduce you to two members of our inner circle, or whatever you want to call it. That's Google, who's interested in trading for any relics we find in the empty. Apparently, he mostly deals in exotic weapons and whatnot. He's agreed to keep us supplied with whatever else we can get. Nobody else we can't get from the Crystarium. Now, the ones who we came to meet should be around here somewhere. Oh, Ryan, what a relief to see you return unharmed from your expedition. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. We were going a bit longer than we expected. Like you meet Lurie? Lurie? Hello, Lurie. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. As representative of the Settlement Council, I am here to oversee the delivery of equipment deemed necessary to your mission. I will be on hand to provide any assistance you may require. Nice to meet you. Actually, there's something we'd like you to take care of. It's probably best not to talk about it in the middle of the market, though. I'll take it from here. You should get some rest. And before you go, I'd like to thank you for everything you've done. We still have a long road ahead of us, but if we give it our all, there's nothing we can't handle. Quest complete. Cutscene time. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. Yep. I see. Though it is a mere supposition, it would behoove us to proceed with caution. Moreover, I would refrain from discussing the matter with Ryan Cars until we know more. Well, I appreciate you telling me, even if it's too soon to be sure. I'm the one watching over her after all. It's killing her, isn't it? Oh, no. The Oracle of Darkness. I pray it is not true. What? Okay, I'm confused. I thought it was killing Ron. Okay. Well, we're gonna pause this video here. And, see you in the next one. C4 out.